Okay,
Yep.
you're live.
All right. November 3rd, I believe.
December
You're a
3rd.
day younger.
December 3rd, thank you. Okay. All right, we're calling the meeting to order. This is the Economic Development Committee. It says commission, is that
It's
correct?
wrong. No, it's a committee.
Okay, that's okay. So anyhow, Economic Development Committee, December meeting, December 3rd, 2025, last meeting of the year. It's called to order at 6:02. Can we start the roll call? Susan, please.
Susan Marcus.
Kirk Brown.
Tom Ritliff.
Ken Tetzner.
Randy Apuzzo.
Jerry Schaefer.
Mike Yagas.
And Brian Wagner for the planning department.
All right. We got a quorum. Did anybody have a chance to take a look at the old last meeting minutes?
No?
All right. And just start.
And Paul.
Andrew Holt. Andrew Holt as well. Thank you. Honestly, I didn't really look them over that closely either. How are these being produced again?
We send notes, so last two Kurt took notes. I deciphered them, sent them over to Brian, and Brian turns them into minutes.
Work?
Yeah, it's working for me. I'm taking what they're sending in, I'm cutting and pasting and, correcting anything that jumps out at me.
Okay. No, you willing to continue doing that, guys? Kurt?
Kirk?
Well, we were filling in,
Sorry.
he was temporary secretary, because Andrew was out.
I see. So Andrew, you want to do that?
Sure, yeah.
All right, super. Okay. Just double check.
I didn't read these until just now.
Yeah, me neither, I'm sorry. Looks pretty good. As soon as somebody's ready to make a motion, we can.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. A motion to approve.
Kirk has a motion.
I second it.
Tom seconds. Any discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries. Accepted. Terrific. Any correspondence, Brian?
No.
Okay. So the old business, start off with Main Street, Rhode Island. Susan, do you want to give a quick update, or?
Well, just to say that I heard today from Grossmart that they had one request to extend the deadline, so the deadline for the application went from the 1st to the 4th.
Mhm.
So I was hoping we'd already be accepted by tonight, but that's not the case.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, I wrote an application and I pulled together a bunch of people who came to that meeting that we organized and who had expressed an interest in participating, and we got a good cohort. The requirement was for a minimum of 3 and 6 to 8 total people who would commit to going to most of the meetings.
6 sessions over 6 months.
6 sessions over 6 months. The sessions are supposed to be a day, almost a day long, sort of morning to early afternoon.
Yeah, full day.
I think, I talked to Joe Veely about whether he would host one of them, and I think he'd be interested in that. So we'd have one of those sessions would be in South Kingstown.
Okay, that's good.
I don't,
Oh, great.
I don't think he can actually host it at the chamber, because I think the group might be too big, but I'm thinking maybe the room here, someplace here, that he could, Joe could be the host and we could find a place for it.
Sure,
Anyway,
great.
that's pretty much.
Are you talking, that would be a Saturday meeting here?
It would,
Or
yeah,
the
it would be a
Friday.
Friday or Saturday meeting
Okay.
here.
I can check, but I don't know how busy they are with their programming here, but I'll look around and see what spaces we might have accessible to us.
Okay, do you have the schedule? I sent you the schedule.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah, but-
people?
Well, then, it depends, but Julian told me it might be as many as 50. If it's 25, Joe can handle it, but if it's closer to 50, he can't. Oh, he hasn't actually told me that. He told me that in connection with organizing the Main Street meeting we had in September, when I asked him to do it there, and he said, well, if you get more than 25 people, I can't do it. But he was very eager to, you
Sure.
know, to be the
Good
host.
PR for him,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that'd be great.
We did do an all-day training session here a couple of years ago
Yes,
with
I
the
know we did.
Historic District Committee. And we had the ballroom for the training and the other end room for
Free gifts.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Oh, for food.
I've been to things here, yeah. Anyway.
That's
but-
great.
But that's all up in the air. First, we have to get admitted. I think our application is pretty likely to be, I think South Kingstown is pretty likely to be accepted.
Mhm.
Jillian was very pleased with the meeting we had at the theater. I talked to her several times to make sure I knew what she was looking for as I wrote the application. So I think we likely get it.
That's great.
Anyway.
Great.
And,
And I
but that's
believe-
not, if you're admitted, does that mean you are gonna be one of the 10, or that just means that you're, yes or no?
Yeah, it means
It
you'll be,
does.
it means you'll be one of the 10. If they accept your application, you'll be one of the 10 groups that will do it. And fortunately, Kirk offered to be the person who would be the contact for, I had to choose one person to be the contact, and he agreed very kindly to do that. I don't know that that really carries a whole lot of administrative stuff throughout this course, but I also offered to be a secretary to help if there are minutes that have to be, you know, notes he wants to send around or whatever. And when we are admitted, I think I will talk to Kirk and the cohort to see how we want to run the thing, how we
All right.
want, you know, how we want to do it. Maybe everybody come over to my house and have a glass of water or something.
Thus far, the only correspondence from them was a confirmation on the 26th of November that they got our application.
Oh,
So
good.
that's,
Oh, good.
we're
Okay.
in. Once they start giving responses, we'll hear.
Oh, good.
Terrific.
Okay, because they didn't send that to me, and so I'm glad to know they sent it to you.
Yep.
I mean, Jillian told me they came in.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Kirk will, you know, for over this 6-month time period, and we're kind of gonna go dark pretty much, it's just be the cohort getting educated, and you're probably gonna wanna issue a report saying, here's the topic that we discussed, here's the attendees that made it from our cohort. and
Yeah.
Here's the impact on the town, or something, you know, something quick and.
Yeah, I can keep us updated once we're in the actual curriculum.
You can update us here, and we'll
Yeah.
send the report out with the minutes, and.
The other groups have to be, I mean, the chamber Joe will be sending something around to the chamber, so it should be just one, I mean, maybe in the cohort they decide, okay, this time it's gonna be Kirk who's gonna do the minutes, next time it's gonna be Joe who's gonna do
Mhm.
the minutes, maybe it's gonna be somebody from the
Yeah.
village, so that it's not a burden on any one person.
Mhm.
But I haven't pushed for any of that stuff yet.
Good.
Nice work pushing that through, Susan.
Yeah, really, terrific job.
Well, I'll
Just
tell you,
Outstanding.
thank you. I think it is a good cohort.
Oh, I think it's an outstanding cohort.
I mean, it has business people, it has the chamber, it has the Wakefield Village Association. It has a person who was on the Historic Commission in the past.
Mhm.
It has an EDC person, a town council member was interested in sitting on it.
Yep.
Jay Wedgermont won.
Yeah, so,
Well-rounded.
yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
And somehow miraculously, it even turned out to be 3 women and 3 men, so when it came to diversity, we got a pat on the shoulder for
Mhm.
diversity.
And
Check
this
that
was-
box, right?
Hey, there was review with the town council, they thought that there was, you know, there's a few naysayers there, but they said, geez, I can't find any fault with this, it's, you know, you've got good representation, so it's well done, a lot of
Yeah.
effort and really paid off.
we'll see, I mean,
Starts in January, I believe,
yeah, end of January.
end of January, right? Through July, and then you're gonna do
Well,
some
the-
magic and,
The first four are those four subjects she told us about: design, organization, promotion, and.
Economic vitality.
Right, oh, how could I forget that one?
Yeah.
And then the last two are kind of up to the I think are up to the cohort to decide what any of this means to the town of South Kingstown, to our Main Street, to whatever. One of the people, oh, I didn't mention Josh Daly. He's interested, he's on the cohort, and he's partially interested, he knows a lot about small businesses, but he's also interested in what could be applied to other villages in South Kingstown, notably Peacedale.
that was interesting, yeah.
And so, you know, it may be that he'll keep that going in Peacedale too. Okay.
Share the wealth, yeah, absolutely. It's great, super. And, I was gonna mention something else, but, tomorrow there's a webinar
Oh, yeah, tomorrow's a webinar.
on, I think it's on promotion or
I can't remember.
public publicity or something like that.
Those webinars, then,
Event,
they're kind of.
marketing and promotion is
Kinda
tomorrow's
hit or miss.
webinar. Yeah.
Well, actually, I haven't been to one that was, I've been to some that are Gross Mart, and they're hit or miss, but this one might be a Main Street one. That might be good.
I went to one Main Street one before, and they had a businesswoman from Woonsocket, I think, that,
So that wasn't the Main Street. This is Main, I
Oh.
think this one
You think it
is
was
gonna be
Gross Mart?
Main,
Okay.
yeah, I think that one was Gross Mart.
okay. All right, super. All right, well, thank you for the effort, and congrats. I know we're gonna get there, and this will be exciting 6 months here. Okay, any other comments? Okay, Old Tower Hill Road, okay. Any further updates? I talked to Jamie about it briefly. He said that probably public hearing would be in the January to February timeframe.
I don't think January, because we still don't have an advisory recommendation from the planning board.
Oh.
I see.
And they don't have any other meetings this month, which means the earliest they could get that produced would be their work session meeting, second Tuesday of January.
Yep.
So you gotta get it to council. They'll pick it up at a meeting. They will tell the clerk to give an order of notice to do the advertising for it. So in all likelihood, you're looking at end of February, early March.
Okay, all right.
Is it that the zoning board or the planning, no, zoning
Planning
board?
board.
Planning board.
Planning board, yeah.
Is it just that you guys didn't get to it, or is there a concern that you're working through?
So, I would say that 75% of the proposal, they don't have a problem with. The areas where they have been making a lot of suggestions are the peripheral areas, that first transect behind Job Lot, the other residential transect over in that MacArthur Boulevard area. And we went through this all at the same time that the issues with the two duplexes on Oak Street came up and all the complaints about that. But, you know, the reality is, Oak Street happened because we don't have any rules that would constrain that kind of development in that area right now. With the form-based code, we would be able to apply some rules limiting building footprints and occupancy and stuff like that. So it would be while some people may look at it and see this new thing that is going to encourage development, it will actually create some constraints that aren't there right now.
For the residential
Yes.
areas, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, like I said, the amount of discussion we had from the top of Tower Hill Road down to Dale Carlier Corner was minimal.
Yeah, I would imagine, yeah, okay. And Jamie told me that he's got 2 potential pilots on the line. He mentioned that Perry, even though he's remodeling that building, might be willing to entertain what he might do with it and what it might be worth in 10 years, kind of a thing. So he's gonna potentially be a pilot for putting the form-based code in and seeing what you could do with that piece of property. And I guess Scott Hallberg said he's not a full owner of the job lot property, but he doesn't understand why another owner would have any problem with getting a plan, a free plan out of it. So he sounds like he's pretty much on board too. So it'd be nice to see those things get together and get going too. You know, they want to dry run the code to see if we submitted a plan, what would happen to it and so forth. So hadn't had any takers for quite a while, but Jamie's been working on it pretty regularly.
With Perry, he wouldn't, practically speaking, be able to do any renovations for years, right? I mean, because he's already
doing it.
he's rushing to get the place
Sure.
done,
Yeah.
I mean, once that's done, I can't see him tearing that apart.
Well, no, but like he said, for looking at a long-term scenario, if you want to use me as a guinea pig, I'd be happy to do that.
I'm just thinking if somebody else were more likely to
Sure,
do
of
something
course,
for
yeah,
it.
yeah. But I guess we want a couple of property owners to say, hey, this
At least-
looks pretty
yeah.
good to me,
Right.
you know, that
Right.
kind of thing.
Nobody else has stepped up.
Apparently not, yeah, but,
Okay.
yeah. Kenny was beating the bushes too, and, you know, there wasn't a lot of interest there, you know. Which brings us to the fact that we're trying to publicize this a little bit. So I did take your advice and I created 2 new videos. I really hosed up the residential one because it's as long as the original and I took half the content out. So I'm gonna have to go back and revisit that and simplify it a little bit. And the other one, I've got a few flubs in it, like I just did, you know, like that kind of thing. But do you want to take a look at them here and
Sure, why not? I think it'd be good, yeah.
take a look at them? Can you fire?
Yeah, can you,
Can you put it on there?
You can plug it.
Yeah.
in.
Oh, you can. Oh, man.
Yeah, I got that request in late, so I'm glad somebody was here to.
Brian, do you happen to know the town guest Wi-Fi? Are you connected?
I'm connected through staff Wi-Fi, so you can try town internet with a capital T, all one word. That's what it is.
I can ask at the office, you want me to ask?
Oh,
If that doesn't work.
I might be in. 1 second. I'm connected.
Okay.
All right, great.
Good memory.
All right.
Can you drop it on there?
Where, can you send me an email to the direct link? Or is it in my
I
email?
did send it to you
Okay.
earlier today.
Oh, earlier today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I pull up the right one?
Ah.
Show me what you know.
Yeah, I can't see any anymore.
These ones, the rough.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Roof.
All right, which one do you want to start with?
Start with the
Residence or
residence, yeah,
okay.
start with the residence. It needs the most feedback.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the presentation on the old. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the presentation on the old.
I like that.
We already have.
That's not easy to do, you know.
I already have technical issues.
Yeah. So, I figured we'll look at them now. You can give me some feedback. That'll give me a good general direction. I can bake them. The process would be that I would send it out to all of you, and if you had comments, you'd give them to Brian. Brian would give the comments to me, and we'll finish them. We'll finalize them.
Sounds good.
I listened to a portion of it, the residential one.
Yeah.
I thought, one thing is if you can get a transcript from what you've said, and just go through it and take out your ums and mistakes and whatever.
Mhm.
It'd be a place to start for shortening it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you were, in comparison to the first one I saw,
Yeah.
the second one, you were much more bumbly, if you don't
Yeah,
mind my
yeah.
saying.
Well, I just, it's kind of rushed. I had plenty of time with the last ones, but I really wasn't able to start this till this week,
So is that something that you guys that are AI gurus could run through with software to smooth that out? Or is that-
It's not that
No?
magically yet.
Okay. I got Chad talking to me now.
I mean, all you can have it,
Sometimes.
Mike, is
Folding
have it
chair?
written down.
What's up?
Just
Yeah,
kinda
I
read
do
it,
write
you know?
notes and I try to talk off.
Almost
that,
like a
but-
teleprompter in front of you, so you don't, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice that it feels like he's talking to you.
And it's smooth, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just about reading it a few times before you figure it out.
It doesn't need to be perfect.
The last
No, it
one was
doesn't.
pretty good. The last one was
Never
Yeah.
been perfect.
pretty smooth because I probably recorded it 8 times, before I finally got it,
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the presentation on the Old Tower Hill Road neighborhood plan. We're going to speak specifically about financial and economic impact for residents. Should we revise the zoning in this area of the town and assess the economic impact to you, the residents? So my name is Mike Gagas. I'm the chair of the Economic Development Committee. And as it turns out, the Economic Development Committee, back in several years ago.
And what's this?
Actually met with the owners of 60 Tower Hill area. And they proposed to the town council that they implement revised zoning to provide for mixed use and more density and taller buildings and so forth. And it just fell by the wayside. I think in a 2024, mid-2024 timeframe, the town engaged the Able City, a consultant, architect, planner that prepares zoning and so forth, and they organized a town-wide meetings. They were called charrettes, where you could come in and you could give your input on what you thought of the different plans and approaches and so forth. And many of you did that, and thank you for that. The result of it was a complete neighborhood plan, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Should be short and sweet. That's the picture of the Old Tower Hill Road neighborhood plan document. It contains what's being proposed, which is essentially a change of zoning. Then we're going to talk about the potential financial impact to the town. What's the impact on taxes and so forth, and finally, how will the residents benefit? Okay, just to reiterate, what's being proposed in this plan.
See, I won't have to say all that at the
zoning
beginning if we-
changes to the area
say it
that
here,
starts up there,
too.
Route 1 goes down to Columbia on the Old Tower Hill Road. Smack in the middle is Dale Carlia corner. And the bowling alley is up here, and I think the post office is right about here. And so that's the area we're talking about. And the proposal in this plan is to use residential and commercial to be allowed in the core area here, and that higher density and also higher height allowances. In other words, transform this into something that's more street-oriented, walkable design, just like down Main Street in Wakefield Village. So looking in the report, from a financial standpoint, they try to determine the impact of a property today versus a property under the new zoning. And the way they went about this was to take a specific 3/4 acre piece of property. You can see on the current zoning, you're only allowed to cover 10,000 square feet, 30% of a 33,000 square foot property. 10,000 square feet, it's like a department store, 20
It's a
by
drugstore.
50.
It's like a drugstore.
Building, 50 by 200 building, and that's like a drugstore size. And, current zoning, you could get about $100,000 a year of rent for a building that size. And on that lot, under the proposed zoning, actually you can get twice as much commercial real estate on the first floor, covering 20,000 square feet, of the 33,000 square foot lot. You could build up, and you could also include commercial and residential property uses. So in that case, you can see that the real kicker, you have twice as much space, but it's also a higher value, and you can get more rent out of something that you can walk up to and has residents all living around it and so forth. Commercial property values would go up, even though you're doing by more than just doubling the size of the property. And the real kicker here is that even more of the income that you get off this property comes from the residential rents that you can get in the upper floors. So these calculations, bear out the result that the net operating income from the building built invested according to the new zoning would generate an income of about $1.5 million versus 100,000. So that's like 15 times as much. So that means that the amount of the net operating income has a direct bearing on the property value, which we're going to show you in a second. Okay, and there is the commercial real estate a capitalization rate, which is equal to the net operating income divided by the current market value of the property. And there's actually a table of these things. You can look it up. I talked to Terry Degnan. She's a commercial real estate broker in Newport, and she said, yeah, this is commonly used. You can also do comparable value kind of estimating of property values, but it's perfectly best practice and current practice to use this capitalization rate. So that formula basically flips around to be commercial property market value, current market value, is equal to net operating income divided by the cap rate. And as it turns out, the cap rate for a new property that's envisioned in the new zoning would be about half as much as the old zoning. So that 15-to-1 ratio is going to translate into a 30-to-1 ratio. Here's the impact of the property values. It's either, current and under the current zoning, that property would be worth about $1 million. And in the proposed zoning, should someone invest significantly into that property, that value of that property could be $30 million. So the tax revenue that is accruing to the town from commercial real estate is 30 times what it is today in with the proposed zone. Now, you can, Tom Ruliff and I sat down all afternoon at the CAF bar and made all kinds of calculations, and it's not very sensitive. You can change some of the assumptions. You can play around with the cap rates, those kind of things. I don't care if you're off by a factor of 2. You're talking 15 times the tax revenue. That's a significant bump in the tax revenue. So, what are the benefits to the residents? Well, I'll show you in a minute what you thought of the shopping experience and the aesthetic experience of the old Tower Hill Road area, and what you think about it as a new area. But it's suffice to say, with increased tax revenues coming from commercial property, along with a nice place to go to do your shopping and socializing, it's going to just be a better quality of life. And with all those increased tax revenues that are coming from commercial properties, you're going to get more funding for the services and the infrastructure, things that we like, that we want the town to provide: parks, public safety, safe streets, schools, walking trails, bike paths, recreation, town beach. And so the one little drawback here is that we would need to provide some publicly funded infrastructure. Specifically, you have to run water, you have to have sewer. People are not going to develop a piece of property that doesn't have any parking available, on the property. So the town would have to invest in some of these things. But there are mechanisms like this tax incremental funding, TIF, where because the tax revenue is going to be dramatically increased in the future, you can get with banks and finance companies, and you can actually borrow money very easily and pay it back out of the future proceeds of the taxes and provide the things that are needed to partner with these developer investors to increase the property value and create a better quality of life. So I'm just pulling out of the report what you thought of the old Tower Hill Road area today, and used words, and, you know, obviously the bigger the word, the more you thought it was ugly and commercial and uninviting and a parking lot and a strip mall and disjointed and not that obvious. On the other hand, when you saw the mock-ups of what it could look like with the form-based code that we're talking about revising it to, it looks level and it has mixed use and it's walkable and green and vibrant. So that's what we're talking about here. You know, the role of the Economic Development Committee is to provide advice to the town council. The town council is going to be considering modifying this and adopting this form-based code or this change to the zoning, probably in the early 2026 timeframe. And there'll be public hearings, and then we hope you all come out, because we're recommending that they should enact this Tower Hill Road neighborhood form-based code zoning plan, because we think that citizens in this town want a vibrant town that grows and prospers, that's more diverse, maybe even a little younger, well-positioned for the future. Now, that said, if we were able to accomplish all that in early 2026, it will mean nothing to the town, because all we have is new zoning. But when one or two property owners come along, make an investment, could transform the area, then all of a sudden the property values will increase dramatically, even for the properties that aren't participating in this, because there's residents from the other building coming over to, you know, to patronize the shops, and it's going to be a better experience for all. So hopefully we'll see you at these town meetings, and we'll get this approved and head to a brighter future.
It's tough to watch yourself.
Yeah, it really is.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I gotta really pare it down.
Well, I
I've
think just
repeated several things.
Just in the beginning, mostly, what you.
Once you got,
Yeah, once you got going, you got.
Can I just suggest one thing this time?
Sure.
Just one. So, in the slide where you show the benefits to the residents, there's the quality of life, but there's no mention that with the tax revenue, as properties are improved, there's at least the promise of tax increase stabilization. In other words, let's face it, we're not gonna see our taxes go down, but if they don't go up as much, that's a real benefit. And that line, you mentioned it, you know, it's in there before, but in terms of stating the benefits to the residents, I think there should be a line in there for that.
All right, good.
So my
Yeah.
suggestion here is, I think getting right into this, and then, because this, like, it tells you right away what's going on, because the history stuff, I think, doesn't matter to them, right?
Yeah.
Matters to us, because it's what you've been working on for years, matters a lot
Yeah.
more to you.
I did want to point out that the business owners were in favor of this back and then, but this is for the residents, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, so like that whole, I mean, that's 2 minutes you could skip,
Yeah.
for example.
Mhm.
Get right in there of like, you know, I think showing, you know, what it is, describing what it is, so it would be like a minute and a half. Getting right into what's affected and skipping this. I don't think, this is for the business people.
Yeah.
I think you should get, and even this, it's like, and this is something to be criticized, I think just saying that property value is gonna grow up, the reality is you go right from here
Mhm.
into this, explaining, once the zoning happens, this is the benefits that residents are gonna get, rather than, cause like,
Well, I think I think some of that tax stuff is good, particularly if he's gonna add Tom's point about tax stabilization. Chemistry, I think
well, Tom started here, he wanted to start at this.
he wanted to mention it here,
Yeah.
but it would.
Who's your audience?
It would,
Residents.
Yeah.
if he mentions it here and there had been some demonstration of it earlier, it would have more.
Maybe
it
we
would be
can
more
condense it
powerful.
without showing all the figures.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's a good point. We can just say that we reviewed the numbers and they're pretty dramatic. You can get increases from anywhere from
You could
15 to
skip
20 to
the-
30 times, right?
You could skip
This whole
this.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe you need something like this.
Because it could also make people think it's just a project good for developers.
Right.
If
Potentially.
you get too much into that part of it.
True.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So the other thing about skipping the math is it can always be as part of like an
Additional information if you want it. Like,
you can mention, just so you know, this is going to increase the, you know, taxable like real estate by 15%.
and if you
Want
want
to see the calculations, we can get you the handout.
Put it in
Right.
the
But on top
backup
of that,
slide.
we're also doing another presentation where we're gonna go over the
It's
calculations.
true, so they can just watch the other
really-
video,
Yeah,
yeah.
if you're interested in the numbers, watch the business presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
That's great.
It's as
Oh, yeah,
simple.
that's-
Yeah, yeah.
that's-
So instead of duplicating it on both
videos.
I kind of took the old presentation and kind of pared
I
it
think you
down
just
and-
don't want the residents to feel like it's more of an incentive for developers. Keep it on the upbeat.
The
what's in it
benefits,
for
the
them.
benefits.
The benefits, yeah.
It should be a benefit-driven
And then keep
presentation.
that for the other slide.
All right.
Yeah,
Great.
but otherwise, excellent, like, especially like right when you got out of all the numbers, then it went very smoothly.
Yeah, you were
very
really,
smooth
yeah,
with it.
you were very smooth in this.
Smooth
I
operator.
thought it was great. You even get to this point, like, awesome. It's not easy. It's not easy to have to watch yourself. It's not.
That's okay.
I had to watch an hour and a half of myself.
I was kind of hoping we could blow up the right-hand part.
I know, I was thinking that too. You could zoom in on that corner.
Yeah.
That could be moved somehow. Maybe I can,
It's okay.
No, it's
man.
okay.
I wouldn't- I
it's,
wouldn't-
that's,
It's
it gets the
fine.
title
It's
a little
fine.
bit.
It's nice to put a human to
Yes,
something.
it does.
Yeah,
It's
fake.
fine. It's
Sure.
just fine.
Yeah, cool.
It's fine.
All right, let me.
My wife said in the hands, we gotta cut them out.
No,
You
no.
know, that,
Maybe wardrobe.
it bugs her. It bugs her. Wardrobe, I definitely got.
Behind the chair.
Yeah, there you go.
You can just pull the cord and find the other video.
Yeah, there you go. Pull the cord. It's not like whatever I was looking at, business stuff. Rough draft.
And this one's only like 7 minutes.
Yeah, and it covers more detail on the
Yeah.
calculations and stuff, so.
But yeah, like the business audience wants to see the numbers because they're not going to just take your word for it.
Yeah.
But I think the residential
Hello,
audience is
everybody,
more
and,
likely
welcome
to take
today's
your word for it.
presentation. Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's.
Did you record this 1 second?
I'm not sure. I think so.
You sound looser in your opening. You sound like more comfortable.
Yeah, I probably tuckered out, you know.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's presentation. This is about the old Tower Hill Road Neighborhood Plan. Specifically, we're going to look at the financial and economic impact for business and property owners. My name is Mike Gagas. I'm with the Economic Development Committee here in South Kingstown. I don't have to tell business and property owners, but you know that for several years now, business owners have been working with the Economic Development Committee. Several years ago, did come up with a proposal to do pretty much what we're talking about here today, and it fell by the wayside for whatever reason. So, in this particular report, it came out in early January 2025, may have been revised once or twice since, but the basics of the report will spell out in chapter 6 in detail the current and future scenarios, what are the economic impacts, what assumptions were used and so forth, make the calculation to predict the property values, and then based on that, what are the benefits to investors, land, business owners, investors and developers. Okay, well, in the document, in chapter 6, there's a detailed calculation of a scenario where a property of 3/4 of an acre or so, with a 5% vacancy rate, under the current commercial real estate zoning and the proposed zoning, you know, today, you can cover 30% of the lot, you can build one story on it. If you get, if you 30% of the 33,000 is about 10,000 square feet. The assumptions are that you could get $18 a square foot, you have a recoverable cost of $8. You're generating $10 a square foot, $10 a square foot per year. We're talking about $100,000 or so a year of income, net operating income from a property that's 10,000 square feet on a per acre lot, according to the current zone. In the proposed zoning, you can double the size of the lot. You can build 3 stories, and you can have commercial and residential real estate. So the big kicker here is going to be that there's going to be a significant amount of increase of net operating income because of commercial property, and on top of that, you've got a lot more space, commercial space, because the density is higher. In this case, this is a 20,000 square foot building. It's 3 stories, so it's 60,000 square foot. They take 20,000 on the first floor, 5,000 on the second, for whatever reason. I don't know why they did it that way. But then they also have they calculate the rent from that. It's $600,000 a year or so, and then they add to that the residential rent to get a net operating income. And of course, in the current proposal, there is no residential, but the proposed zoning, they're assuming that you get 50 units at $700 a unit, 35,000 square feet, charge $2,100 a month. You would net out of this $850,000, along with the $650,000 or so that you would be getting from commercial. You're talking about $1.5 million versus $100,000. Okay, so that's the net operating income. How do we convert to property value? We have a very straightforward calculation. As you guys all know, the cap rate is equal to the non-operating income, the net operating income, divided by the commercial, the current market value. So we flip the formula around. We want to know what the current market value is. So we're going to take the net operating income, the 100,000 versus the 105, and we're going to calculate the value of the building. The commercial, the cap rate for, so let's move on. So as you can see here, the cap rate is 9% for the current zoning, and 5% if you were going to table under the proposed zoning. So that 15-time advantage in net operating income turns into a 30-time advantage from the current zoning to the proposed zoning. Now, Tom Woodliff and I sat down in the CAF bar and went over these numbers over and over and over again with our calculators and all of that, and you know, this could be half as much. It could be a 15-to-1 ratio. There could be other assumptions that you might not like, but this is a significant increase in the property value. So this is going to provide a lot of benefits to investors and property owners. Those benefits are, of course, increased property values, which means attractive return on investment, more density, greater height, mixed use, business growth. At the cost, the downside are that you will be paying more taxes. But with the kind of rents and property value that you've got here, you should be paying more taxes for it. And then finally, there are limitations on your current property. If we're changing the zoning to be something else, then we don't really want to encourage people to continue doing what they were doing. We want them to do we want to follow the new zone. Otherwise, we just never get there. So that's the downside, the short term. Over the long term, everyone gets well. So the advice of the Economic Development Committee is that we believe very strongly that citizens of South Kingstown, based on their participation in all of these charrettes and so forth, telling us what they liked and what they didn't like, they want a vibrant town that's going to grow and prosper, be more diverse, younger even, and well positioned for the future. We believe that the town council should enact the Tower Hill Road neighborhood zoning, the form-based code. And guess what? That'll accomplish absolutely nothing. But if one or two property owners, investors, developers come in and try to create a property that follows the new zoning, they're going to increase the value of that property tremendously, and the tax returns to the town is going to be much greater. But even if you do not participate in this, the value of your property is going to go up, and your business is going to grow because you're going to have more residents down there walking down to your stores, and so forth, and your banks, and so forth. So that's why we're fully behind this, and hope that you attend the town meetings that'll be coming up probably in the 2026 timeframe, and share your thoughts and your aspirations, and hopefully we'll make a good decision and have a great, bright, gleaming future. Thank you. Good day.
All right.
So, the way you say like this accomplishes nothing,
Yes.
I think just comes off a little harsh. Let's
Yeah.
say what it accomplishes that moving forward, when you like, because you jumped to the point. I think just saying removing the saying it accomplishes nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't just remove that, because it just comes off poorly.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know,
I liked it the first time. I heard it this time. I didn't like it as much.
Yeah. Or, I mean, other opinions are. That was my opinion.
Okay, I didn't understand what limited, when you talked about it,
Which slide?
This one.
Yeah.
it says cost limitations on current property. I didn't understand. I know when you talked about it, it was clear.
Yeah.
But that text isn't clear, limitations on current
I
property.
got you. Yeah.
What you mean is that,
You can only grandfather in a small portion of what you're.
Yeah.
You know, I think in the beginning too, when you mentioned about it was tried and looked at.
Yes.
And you said it went by the wayside.
Yeah.
I wouldn't begin with a negative there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
That's a good point.
we're building on it now.
yeah, so let's forget about that.
Yeah, I got it.
I would think, you know.
I think it is important to say we talked to you
Yeah.
back.
About this in the
and-
past.
And these are the things you're interested in.
And now we're
and
continuing.
and
We're
now-
continuing.
And now we're
Yeah.
getting,
Yeah.
now we're coming back to you with the things
Yeah.
you wanted.
Yeah.
And the number side of this, I'm having a little bit of a hard time to put my arms around that. Can we go to that slide?
This
Yeah,
one?
Yeah.
I was gonna bring this.
So,
up too.
so like, I'm looking at something that you're gonna double your space.
Right.
You have a property that's worth $1 million.
It's not his
How do you-
numbers, by the way.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm not saying they are.
Yeah.
And so the property is gonna be go from 1 million to 30 million.
Well, you're doubling the footprint, but then you're going 3 stories high. So it really starts multiplying out.
Yeah, I don't think that's clear. So you.
I mean, I'm just like trying to understand it, you know?
Yes. So.
So this is just the bottom floor.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no. Unfortunately.
That's not clear.
Yeah. See, unfortunately, in this model,
Yep.
if they double the lot size, then they're building
They're
a
not
20.
doubling.
You're
the-
doubling the
They're
building.
Yeah.
doubling the coverage, not the lot size. You keep
I'm
saying-
sorry, I meant
Yeah.
they're
You said that.
doubling the coverage, which makes it a 20,000 square foot building.
Yeah.
But it's 3 stories high. So that makes it 60,000 square foot total.
Yeah, that's not.
For the life of me, why they did put 5,000.
That's a good
square
deal. I'm
feet
getting some friends
on-
together.
On the second floor, and then left the remaining 35,000 of the 60,000 square feet to be, it turns out they get more rent off the residential stuff than they do the commercial
I think
stuff.
that was
Well,
their
I mean,
plan for-
who
Yeah.
came up with those numbers?
This is the consultant in the report.
We reviewed them. It's their numbers.
So you go from
$31
10,000
a
square
square foot.
feet, you're gonna double that
Commercial
space.
rent.
Right.
How do you come up with 25?
Pretty high.
See,
They're saying new
the-
construction.
It's all about the market in the area.
the rent,
That's just.
No, I'm talking about the
Is it worth
space.
redoing the numbers
How do you
with
go
the
from
same
10 to 25?
Square
I mean,
footage.
I mean, if I,
What would you
if a
say?
property
because
goes now,
that's the way he did in the model. I think,
I mean, right now, commercial rent 18.
Really?
You're saying
It's half.
commercial rent's gonna go up to 31?
$31.
Commercial rent, 18,
This is,
I was gonna ask.
this
you
is
that.
the assumption that they
Yeah.
made.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it's,
a pretty bold
That's a big
assumption.
number.
I mean, if that was the case, yeah, everybody would be on board.
So-
It's not realistic.
Well, it makes sense that the non-recoverable cost might go down. You might have a more energy efficient building, those kind of things. You might expect the operating cost to be reduced. I don't know.
But if you're gonna double
Wait,
property, right?
I mean,
kind of-
electric bills just keep going up and everything else.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
How does the residential unit look?
Go to the
Unit,
8 inch ahead.
In other words, if we should be using 18, I'm thinking that affects maybe 20% of the number.
So
Go ahead.
1,000 square foot on Main Street is 2,000 a month.
$2 a square foot on for commercial?
You got, that's
Yeah,
per
yeah,
square.
you get-
You know,
Yeah,
times it by
depending what,
12.
I mean. yeah,
No, I'm okay. I'm just like, it's good to know that. I was gonna ask you that because
But,
first of all,
well,
Mike and these guys.
I mean, businesses aren't gonna be able to, like, what business is gonna afford $31 a square foot? I'm just,
I don't know what the number
it's
is.
gotta be realistic, do you?
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Don't you think, Brian?
It should be realistic.
Yeah.
I'm not a finance.
And
guy.
the
Okay.
only thing that I mentioned, Mike.
Might be a national
there's-
average or something, I
There's
don't
no indication of what's the upfront cost for a business owner
No.
to double that property. That's a
No.
lot of money.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
but
So,
that's
the-
not in there.
The value of the property is gonna go up to, let's say, $30 million. It may cost you $10 million to build that building,
No,
right?
and
to
he's
get-
got that in the calculations.
Yeah.
What's
So
that?
you can, the cost, the capital improvements.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
yes,
Oh,
he
okay.
does have that in there.
So a business owner's got to float a note for $10 million.
Yeah, it's more than that, actually.
Yeah, it is.
But, they're-
You can pick it.
you're getting a $30 million value of a building
Well, based
because,
upon their hypothetical.
Yeah.
like,
yeah, so,
Ken saying there, if you can't fetch more than $3 a square foot, then.
No, 18,
No.
18.
No, if you do the
18.
math, so if you're getting 2,000, the way you do it is really 24,000 divided by 2,000. It's like
12.
12, that would be like 12, so 18 is, I'd say, a good number.
18.
So my question is, what are people paying commercial on Main Street right now?
Like 12 to 15,
Okay, okay.
you know what I mean?
So 18 because it's new?
18, you could get 18 depending on the business,
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
use, I mean,
But here's the thing, it goes back to your point that, let's just say that's the case. Let's say they overstated the residential. Let's say they understated the construction cost. Even if you cut the numbers in half, they're still compelling.
Yeah.
yeah,
But see,
You know,
the word
100 grand-
tax is a bad word to a lot of people, like in
True.
business, right?
Yeah.
And now you're telling them you're paying tax on $15 million, whereas you were
But,
paying it.
but look at your income. I
Yeah,
mean-
but that's a big assumption too.
Well, no, but say you take their assumption of 100 grand becomes 1.5 million. Let's say you cut that in half. 100 grand now becomes 700. That's after your capital investment and everything. That's still pretty good.
Oh, that's after.
Yeah, that's net.
net operating income, yeah, that's right. So, yeah.
I mean, if you go on LoopNet,
Pardon?
if you go on like LoopNet, you can look at commercial properties and stuff
Yeah.
and see what the rate is.
Oh, it's a site, okay.
And I
Yeah,
wouldn't
well,
say-
what are the property rents up at the Commons, do you know?
I would think it would have to fall into place.
Well,
I mean, I would think that would be a good model.
Yeah.
That would be a good model.
Yeah.
That's brand new.
yeah, I think that's right, and,
So should we take this back and
Redo the numbers with sort of
different assumptions just to make sure
I
that
think
it,
we can-
no, this is what the report said.
This is
All
That's what
we're
the
gonna-
report said, I'm just.
Yeah, I'm not
I
doing
just
an
raised
analysis
the
here,
fact
we're
that-
just
Oh, yeah,
reporting what
yeah.
they said.
I'm just saying you can just like plug in instead of 31 whatever number Ken's coming up with and just figure out what the difference actually is.
The number's not that sensitive.
But if that's what they have in their report,
Yeah.
and that's what we.
Oh yeah. We're not
We
changing the
have to stick
report.
to the number, no, but we have to stick to their numbers. 'cause this has-
What I'll do is,
You come up with a base
But
case
I'm just
number.
saying, I don't know where they came up with.
I can talk, I did look up and found that a drugstore is about 10,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And I did look at some commercial real estate, it was 10,000 square feet, and it was $1 million, on the list. So maybe we can do some samples and get
I
some
can
rents.
literally ask some of the people.
I think the South
But you
County
gotta ask,
Commons
you
is.
have
I would
to
do
ask
the
South
Commons.
County
Yeah,
Commons is the best.
That's a good, that's a good,
I know the
thing.
realtor that handles that stuff.
Okay,
And you got residential there.
that's
too.
promising.
That's
And
true.
commercial.
This doesn't say anything about residential.
Yeah, that's the next page.
First, it's commercial.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have a couple of,
See, residential
Small.
rent at $2,100.
700 square foot
units.
That's
place.
that's
I
high.
would love to get that.
Yeah,
Eh,
31,
no.
yeah.
No.
$2,100 a month for 700 square feet.
Yeah, that's a, yeah, okay, so you
I
could.
mean, yeah, that's life's not easy anymore, man.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a
a,
pretty good price.
Yeah.
it's $2,000 a month, does it say?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
2,100.
2,100 a month for a 700 square foot apartment.
That's actually realistic.
In a walkable district where you don't necessarily need to like
That's
drive a
what the
car
rents
every
are.
time. Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's rough, man.
All right.
Yeah,
It's-
but still, yeah, we played around with that too.
Well,
We
I
could-
mean, look at, yeah.
If you made it half
You
as
either
many
pay
units,
that, or
twice
you
the
have a
size.
$5,000 mortgage.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So do you have the slide that summarizes the residential and the commercial? Or you just-
I just added, I think we just added together. It's the next slide.
Well, this one is just showing the.
Because-
math you used, right?
So if you took the commercial and cut it in half, you know, the bottom line numbers aren't that sensitive. It's not like you're cutting the entire thing in half.
Well, he said, you know,
Yeah.
cut it in half. He does that in his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
and my only point is, if what we're trying to do with this is, it's like we're trying to sell it to the property owners. We want to sort of like,
So let's find out what.
Yeah.
For, you know, what's the going rate at the mall, what's the going rate? You know, I can find out a few.
Okay.
And I think you can show them, the model as it's been presented and make sure that's really clear.
Mhm.
This is the model that has been presented by the consultants.
Mhm.
We've gotten some feedback from local business owners that some of these numbers may not reflect current market. Here's a scenario, like I think instead of just saying it could be 50% less, like actually just showing a scenario, I think would be effective.
Cool.
Having it have it being a very conservative, conservative number.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you're showing projected numbers versus actuals.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to.
And that's a
figure out-
good thing to start as an actual. Here's current.
Yeah, and there are some other numbers in there too, Tom, like you were saying, of how much investment would you have to make to get this kind
Yeah.
of return. and
That's
so on
in
and so
there, right?
forth,
Yeah.
Which sort of, we could kind of pile on, but I think these numbers may seem high to you, but we did look at South County Commons, and, you know, they're renting at X dollar, their net operating income is so much, and.
yeah, specific comparables will make it seem more credible.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Are there apartments above on the second levels there
Yeah.
that people live in?
I mean, even if
No,
you
where?
Google it,
Huh?
it's
The Commons.
Yeah.
The Commons is
Or
more
is that
commercial.
50 to 20
And the
something
condos.
dollars.
Doctor's
Around the back.
offices.
20?
things like
There's
that.
apartments on the other side of the parking lot.
And then the rest of them
Yeah.
are
Depending on
apartments,
where
yeah.
it is.
Mhm.
I was thinking,
But walkable to the businesses, you know, they can walk. Yeah, okay, so we'll have to,
unbelievable.
it is hard to believe, it is hard to believe.
In San Diego downtown.
But you're right. It's
Uh-huh.
a huge investment to do.
So I was paying $3 square foot for 2,100, like
Yeah,
ground level Citgo front on 6th Ave. $3
Yeah.
a month, $3 a square foot.
when we started out,
It's
we
crazy.
were
It's really
incredulous.
expensive living around.
And we, you know, we.
Yeah.
It's really
went
expensive
down
living in
and said,
2025.
I don't know how, we need some input on what
He
those
does
rates.
consider things like vacancy rates and escalation, you know, I mean, it's not just a quick grab number.
Yeah.
But commercially, if that number sounds way off. You know,
Yeah.
You're talking 31 versus 18, that's a big.
That's
Mhm.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but to whoever's, like, if it was 18 versus 21, like, that's great, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Especially because it's about how much more space you're able to do, right?
Yeah,
So it
exactly.
amplifies
Yeah.
it so much more.
Right.
That's why if you keep very conservative numbers, it still should reflect a strong improvement. So I would say go with that route as like this is what we heard, here's a very conservative model, and that answers a lot of questions.
Yeah, or maybe just showing, because I think we're in muddy waters if you're showing a projection that we did, right?
Mhm.
We as in like the EDC.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think saying like what we currently know from county or from South County Commons is this,
Mhm.
what we know from Main Street is
Yes.
this.
Those
the
are actuals.
projections that the analysts put together.
Right.
Right, I think that would help queue it up.
That
because
was
Yeah.
Andrew's point, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think
Yeah.
it's great. And thank you, Ken, for doing that. And yeah, we can put some other.
I mean,
We definitely want to keep
it's
on
not
saying
$3 a
it.
square foot though, just, like, if you do the math, you take the annual and you divide by the monthly rent, and then you come up with the square footage price.
What's that?
So like if, just for instance, like if you're doing $24,000
Oh, are you talking about from the annual rate?
to figure out, like you're saying $3, that's not how you figure out the number.
Oh, yeah, I just know.
You're doing like the month, you can't do a month, you have to do the annual.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, they're
That'd
annual.
be very
That's
different.
how you calculate
Yeah, yeah.
that number. I was trying to figure out how you're coming up with that, but that's not.
Yeah, that's just my monthly cost.
Yeah.
You
So it actually.
Multiply it by 12, right, for annual.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So I was getting, I mean, I was doing pretty good with a location, I was getting 2,000 a month. And it was 900, so that's 24,000 annual divided by 900 square feet. I was actually, I was doing good, I was getting like 26.
26.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an annual number.
But it wasn't a triple net lease. So then if that falls into play, then, that's a whole nother thing.
Okay.
So that's,
So that's semi-realistic then, what's being presented.
Yeah.
If we're not happy with what we get locally, and so disparate, then we have to call the consultant and ask them where'd
I
you
don't
get
think
these?
it doesn't sound like we're going to, based on.
I mean.
Oh, yeah, no, I think, but
If you got 26,
We can tweak the
then
numbers.
31 is.
Yeah, I'm not talking like make a new
Yeah,
projection.
I was
I'm saying
saying-
like tweak this number, tweak that number. see-
Right, so I was.
yeah, okay, good. Anything else?
I think it's great.
Yeah, so that's.
All right, so we'll crank it, crank
Oh,
it down
ranges.
between now and Christmas to.
Do you want a transcript
Nothing else.
of
Your video?
Oh, yeah,
Pardon?
give him a transcript.
you want a transcript of your video? I can try to do that for you.
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
yeah, take it. Why not?
Yeah, excellent. All right, anything else on Old Tower Hill Road? I think we got.
Yeah. Yeah, beers.
The only thing I would want to raise is we discussed a while ago drafting a letter for the planning board and or council, a letter of support. And I don't think that ever got done. So
I think I said I was gonna do that. Sorry. I'll do that.
Letter of support.
Better.
This is to the town council.
Yeah.
I would send it to the town council and to the planning board. The Affordable Housing Commission did one focusing on the
Yeah,
additional
they did.
housing aspect.
Yeah.
And if you want to see that, I may have
You
circulated.
did
it.
circulate.
You did send
Uh,
it.
It was a
you
good
sent it.
letter. The affordable housing letter was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good one. They did a nice
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
And this is, you're gonna cover the residential and,
Well, I think you guys
Commercial
should cover,
benefits. Yeah.
some of the same stuff that's on your video, Mike.
Yeah.
But, formally present it to the town council as your advisory recommendation.
yeah, that's a good point.
Mhm.
Whenever you're making it here, we're just saying that we
No, this
support it.
is great, because this is gonna get to a lot of people, but I think having a formal piece of correspondence going to the council is
Excellent.
important as well.
Good point. Anything else on this
So
one?
it's still sitting there.
All right, Mr. Survey.
All right, and we got a summary here. Not nearly as exciting as on being on the big screen, but
Yeah, well,
Maybe someday.
I'm in Hollywood,
so since the last we had 25 respondents the last time we reviewed this. We now have 40, so it's a little bit more. Did it get shared on social media? Do you know?
It did,
It did. Okay.
it did.
So that's what kicked up. I mean, we picked up 15 respondents. I summarized it. It's, I guess, what we would expect. But yeah, I'll just go through is mostly got people where we are. There's some definitely offshoots, from Jamestown, Westerly, a couple West Warwick, but majority comes from our area. And then remote work is dominant, right? So 65% of people are working remotely.
Meaning they live here and they're working somewhere
They're working,
else.
from their home.
From their
on
home
the computer.
here, or wherever they're living.
Yeah, I don't know where, we didn't ask who
Okay.
they work for, but yeah, 65% of the respondents are working remotely.
What about
They
people,
don't drive to work.
what about people who do that one day, maybe 2 days a week versus full-time? Or is that-
That wasn't asked. My assumption is that if you're working remotely, then if you're answering yes to that, you're not getting on the train and going to Boston twice a week. You wouldn't write remote.
Full remote.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I wouldn't answer
Call that
remote.
hybrid.
Yeah.
It is hybrid, we could, yeah, next time.
But yeah, so there's that. And then importantly, 85% people do not currently rent space. So people working remote means they're trying to do some sort of home office thing. If you have kids, it's very tricky. And that comes up later. And then just the assumption is that there's an unmet demand for this area. I know some people, there's like shared workspaces in other areas, but people aren't doing that. They're not driving that far. My neighbor was driving up to the one in North Kingstown, and he just stopped doing it because he doesn't want to drive that far to work every day. I get into the what type of workspace on the second page. So private office, then it's good to know no current need. And then dedicated, like you can see just like the distribution between the options. we
50-50.
gave them. Yeah.
Mm.
And then just the open comments. So I have the spreadsheet. I didn't share that of the 40 responses, and there's more information there. It's just a summary, but the themes are just there's strong support for a community hub. There was the first time we did it. When I talk to people, there always is whether they fill this thing out or not. And the social connection. And I'm a remote worker. I know I can speak from being a remote worker that you don't get to meet people unless you go out. So I end up going to the local pub or something like that to interact with people. And that's why I'm here today. I wouldn't have met anybody to know to do this. There's a bunch of things that I've had to go out and seek. If I was in a space where we're all working remotely, there's opportunities to do sales, cross sales, between whatever you're doing remotely, there's opportunity to grow and grow the economy locally and like better the community. There is really no options around here. I mean, granted, you could rent, but people aren't looking to rent an office. They're looking to rent a desk in a space with lots of people. So these aren't people, like the remote workers aren't looking to rent a full commercial space. And they're probably not looking to commit to a long-term lease.
You have 2 offices for rent, Ken?
They're not really, the office idea went away, and now I have a holistic healing and a tattoo parlor on Main Street. That's my property. Because the offices moved out, because they went, they were never there, and then they went remote. And one of them was actually Liberty Mutual, and they pulled all their leases, like a lot of the big companies.
Yeah,
Wow. They just started pulling all the corporate leases and stuff. And these people either worked from home or went to the office.
So is there any?
Which tattoo space do you have on Main Street?
Right next to, where Lila Delman Compass just moved in? You know where Green Line is?
Yeah.
And then there's a white, Lila Delman actually just got kicked out of their property on Ocean Road. Now they're renting next door.
Oh, okay.
I'm the next building.
Do you know where the tattoo shop went next to
They
the
just,
hotel?
they flaked. They just,
Just left?
yeah. Because Brian was, he's an awesome
Yeah,
landlord.
I know, Brian is great.
Yeah.
It's too bad Ocean didn't move in there, that new shop down in
Where Coolco used to be.
Well-
where Coolco used to be.
My question is, is there
What's it called?
office space? There is nothing like this in the town.
No.
A place where you could have multiple offices.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that
there
could be
there
used.
is for like short rent, like down the street, there's a building that, one of my tenants moved in, he has one desk, and he only uses it a couple days a week, but
Where is
it's
that?
$400 a month. That, gray building, right across from that, where they do the Botox and whatever.
The health spot.
Like whatever you call it.
Dermatology?
Yeah, they just kind of fixed up that building. It's it's right after Prospect, maybe. So there's the limb, the limb guy, the guy
Yeah.
who does the artificial limbs.
Yeah.
Orthopedics. Yeah.
And then the next street, I think, is Prospect, right?
I think that's right.
I think he's right on the corner there. It's like a gray building, an old kind of soapbox-looking building on the corner.
It used to be the Year and Nose guy, Versica.
Is that what it was? I don't know if it was that or if it was an attorney. I think it was an attorney. But anyways,
covered
actually,
everybody.
Scott Holberg owns it. I don't know who he owns it with.
Okay,
But it's all small little
offices.
offices.
Oh, on Kenyon?
No, right on Main Street.
Main Street.
So,
And it's I mean, the old post office. David
Yeah.
Gates owns that building as his insurance agent, and then the rest of those offices are a shared
Yeah.
secretary downstairs that
Oh,
answers the
really?
phone for everybody, and they all pay short rent for, different office spaces.
To Gates?
Hmm?
To Gates? They pay that to David Gates?
Yeah, David owns it.
Yeah, okay.
so it exists today.
I mean, it exists for short money, but you still have to pay for it.
Yeah. And there's like sort of a different setup, I think, that Randy's talking about here.
Yeah, he's talking about they have it in Newport. I've actually had a couple of meetings there. I
Right.
think it was an old school or something.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
And they turned it into, you go in, there's a coffee shop a little bit.
Yeah, it's more open, right? You can kind of sit, there's open.
But you could rent meeting rooms for like larger group things or just a desk in
I
like
think
sort of a
actually
shared
the chamber's
space.
in that building, right? Isn't the chamber on the
I
top
I
floor?
believe it is, yeah.
And the reason actually the chamber's in there is because they needed somebody to manage the building. So the chamber took on
Oh,
managing
is that
the
actually
building.
town run?
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be a good model.
I think they're afraid
Well,
of it.
they're gonna tear down the Wakefield Elementary School where.
The prime target's being leveled.
Yeah.
But
The
that,
building is. I mean,
Yeah, you could still build something there.
The building is almost out of go.
yeah,
Now it's even worse than it was.
Well, yeah, if you let it go, that's
Which
what
Wakefield
happens.
Elementary, yeah.
But,
yeah, you can build a new building and put nothing there, and the kids are still gonna throw rocks at it.
yeah.
Yeah, all the windows are busted out.
I mean,
So just to continue, just a conclusion, residents want private offices, shared desks, makerspace options, meeting rooms, central community hub. The demand exists, supply does not. And the places you're describing are more traditional, like I've been in a lot of different
It's
of these
office
hubs,
space.
right? Yeah, it's different than office space. It's more of a shared
It's a
space where
community,
you can
yeah, I know what you're
collaborate.
talking about.
It's like a shared sink that people use, a shared one shared bathroom.
They used to have that above the restaurant in Charlestown by the Breachway. The second floor, they did that. And, yeah, there was desks.
Yeah.
It was an open room, and you pretty much rented a chair to desk.
So the key, I mean, like looking at the what is the green line, that would be a good target, right? Again, they're asking for a lot of rent, so it'd be hard to probably pull that off. But a building like that, we just don't have something down here. And if we want to spark and start industry and drive more remote workers, families that are going to stay long term and not ship out, it's just one of those things that would help grow the community and build the industry.
At some point, the owners of Green Line have to wake up. I don't think they're gonna get what they've been asking. So,
I think the situation there, though, is the tenant is still on the line for the lease, so the landlord's not too worried about.
gotcha.
I
Yeah.
mean,
How long's the lease?
it's the tenant that is really, they're still paying.
Paying for it.
Because Green Line didn't own the building? Oh.
That was,
I thought they did. I thought they did.
Well,
I'm
but
pretty sure
who's
Scott Holberg owns the building.
who's paying for it though? Because my understanding is that Green Line was basically bought out by CVS.
Right.
So they weren't bought out by CVS, they
took
Their
they-
prescriptions.
prescriptions.
They bought their
Book of
business
business.
model.
Yeah.
Book of business,
Not their
basically.
footprint, not their realty, they bought their,
Well, it just seems kind of fishy to me that they would sell that aspect of their business out and not have a plan for paying the rent in the interim. So
Yeah,
don't
I
know
agree,
whether-
particularly knowing the guy who ran the business. I mean, I can't believe he would leave himself.
but he did the same thing on the east side, and, he just shut down his business on the east side of Providence.
Yeah.
He's still selling ice cream.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of it.
So I don't, who knows, maybe it was, maybe it just wasn't working, and maybe it was time to go.
I don't
And
know.
they were in.
They're getting squeezed hard by the big guys.
Oh,
Yeah, they
really?
can't compete.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. That's tough. So what do we do with this?
Yeah, so at this point, I mean, we have the original response to, we combine that data, it'd be a bigger sample.
I think it'd be helpful to try to figure out some ways to get more respondents, because it's a pretty small sample.
Yeah.
Did you pay to boost this, or?
We didn't try that
Shared
yet.
on the town's social media and distributed through the chamber.
So when I do like big events, I actually, I pay marketing people and I get big turnouts because they create an audience, pay to boost it. Like there's a strategic way to actually get more.
We talked about incentives,
Yeah.
minor incentives.
For people to do I thought that's
I
what we
mean,
were
put it
talking
out there
about.
for 2 weeks at $10 a day or something, and you'll see the numbers grow. Like a $10 budget a day.
You gotta
You'll-
For some,
Yeah.
as little as that.
She lives right in town.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do it. It's easy. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
But Meta's like you gotta dance your way around Facebook and Meta. Nothing's free. They actually don't want you to get a good. They want you to pay. That's the business. So
Yeah.
if you don't pay,
Just
don't
shows
even,
up for
it's
like a
just,
second.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, so that'd be an option is funding to, I mean, what would it be?
I mean, if you really want to get out of
Talking
there,
about
take a
like
try. $10 a day.
$200,
Yeah. 2 weeks.
Who do you go to? Who gets the $10 a day?
No, Facebook
Meta,
does.
Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah.
directly to them, yeah.
And I want my cut.
$2
to this person, $1
Give
to
me
that
$2.
person.
So,
Everybody's
10 cents a day, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So that could be the next thing is try to push it further. I agree. it'd
I
be
mean,
nice to have more
did
data.
anybody share? I never even saw it. It never
No, I
came up.
didn't either, but I don't.
Yeah, we can try to
Circulate with our networks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
sharing
Brian,
it,
I shared.
tagging people is huge.
Did you
Trying
share
to
it
put
out
something
to
up
the
in the
EDC?
coffee shops would be helpful too.
Mhm.
I'm not sure I did.
So then that could be the next step is we could share it on a local for free and see how it goes.
Yep.
So Brian, I sent you the email with the summaries and the post.
Yeah.
So if you could send that out to the EDC so I don't violate the
Yeah.
law,
Okay.
and then we can just share it individually.
Did you put on Town of South Kingstown or just what page
I
is it on?
think it got added to the town webpage in the news flash section, and then it should have also been put on the town's Facebook page.
So the Town of South Kingstown page has a lot of, and even if you just go in and say a comment, you know what I mean, and then everybody likes it, like, you just gotta get.
Yeah, it helps.
Going.
So
Don't make it easy.
So let's say we get 3 times the responses and it's a similar kind of data. Well, what are we going to do at that point? Just
I think
tell
like
town council.
yeah, that there's demand for this type of hub locally, right? There's a lot of remote workers coming in, living here. People who have bought houses are staying here, growing families here.
Mhm.
They're looking for an experience that is unmet right now.
A lot of the people that I talk to, the companies are actually calling the people back. And they want them at the office because, they're paying rent. Like, my wife now has to drive to Providence. She was remote. And she put her foot down and got 2 days to stay home a week. Because they really don't want to keep her, and that was kind of.
Yeah,
I
CVS
said
is
just
doing the
push
same.
back a little, but
CVS is doing the same.
calling them back.
Calling
Yeah.
them back.
Yeah, I know one of the guys in the realty department there and
Yeah.
the leases, and he said, I have to go back to the office every day.
Yeah.
So I'm finding
shift
like,
to them now.
it seems like a lot of people across the board are getting called back in.
Yeah, that's
Because
true,
these
too.
people are paying rent and they want to.
Yeah, the companies with footprints, I think that's true. There's
But I think there are a lot of other.
there's some companies that are
kinds of
smaller,
companies,
don't
yeah.
have footprints at all,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I'm remote.
you know.
Randy's remote. I don't know if anyone else in here is, but.
It used to be.
I have friends who work for Salesforce that are fully remote.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
It's
Yeah.
pretty standard.
Mhm.
And they're getting paid good, well.
Yeah, so, I mean,
I think there certainly is the trend of being called back into office, but there's still a ton of people that aren't. But I think also through the whole COVID experience, there's a lot of people who are deciding, they're not gonna go back. And trying to figure something else out.
Or trying to find a job that will give them that.
yeah.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
the place like South Kingstown should be attracting those people who,
Exactly.
because we don't have an industrial base, we don't have
Mhm.
big companies here. We have
But we
people
do have
gradu-
beautiful living and.
Yeah, we have people graduating from
Recreation.
URI and wanting to do something and, you know, that, so we should, I think we should.
Got a
be-
beach and a hospital,
Yeah,
you know?
and a university.
Yeah.
And so I think we should be. we
And a
should
train
be-
station.
Embracing it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the train station's huge too.
Yeah,
So yeah,
And in
embracing the
reality, you're only
concept.
looking for, a couple hundred tenants really to
yeah.
get a proof of concept off the ground.
Right.
So how does it work? Do people pay?
Usually play a subscription model, so you could sign up for like, I don't know, $200 a month for 12 months, 6 months. And you get, sometimes it could be a floating desk. If you up the ante and pay $500-600 a month, you get a private space where there's a door. Usually it's like all glass and open with a door. You could pay per seat, so if there's 3 of you, you pay per seat in that little area. And then you have full access to the building at any time of the day. And
We give you
usually
meeting
there's a shared
spaces for rent.
shared sink and
Mhm.
shared like mess area. It's usually beer on tap. It's usually coffee machines, like just ready to go. And then you go in, and when you're getting coffee, you talk to somebody who works for somebody you never talked to, and that's how relationships are made.
What are the usual hours? Like, when do they open and close?
Usually you can get in and out whenever
Yeah,
you need
key
to,
access.
just a
Yeah,
key
key
fob
card
or something.
access.
One of those.
Later.
There might be someone at the front desk and office management during normal business hours, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, something like that.
But off hours, you're able to just get in there.
Yeah, go in and out. Yeah, at any time. And then yeah, there's shared conference rooms, and in the subscription model, it's $200 a month, right? You get X amount of credits to block out a conference room per month. And with the bigger ones, the more you pay, the more control you have.
Yeah.
So based on, I'm just, $31 a square foot rent, if I had a building like that, and I tried to do something like that, I don't see how that would pay my,
Pay for itself.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to pay, actually have to have an employee, it sounds like, some kind of security or maintenance, or, probably like an $80,000 a year payroll on top of
Sure.
Correct.
everything else. I just don't see how the numbers work. It would have to be a government.
I mean,
right? I don't,
they're-
like on the
Yeah,
personal
yeah.
sector, I
You,
don't.
you get it, I mean,
I'm
you
just trying to
can
run
also
it in
have
my head,
like
how would
event,
I-
you have event space, you can do event rentals. People could come in, like let's rent the conference room that aren't actually have anything to do
I
with
mean, the
the
town
facility.
has one now. I don't think it ever gets used.
The
train station?
Oh, but they make
The
it so
golden
hard.
toilet.
They make it so
Little
hard. We
conference
have
room
to-
there.
What, to use it?
Yeah,
No,
The train station?
I've used it.
well, I've used it too.
The one on
but-
Main
No,
Street.
not the bathroom.
The bike
No,
path.
this.
Yeah.
Well, I've used the bathroom too, but I'm talking about the space.
Why is it hard?
Hey, used to be, you had to go, you have to sign up to get the key. You gotta go get the key and take the key back, and I don't know.
Here.
He's here, but he doesn't hand out the key. You have to, I don't know, I haven't used it for a long time because it just got to be,
I don't think it's that hard.
and it's not very big, it
No, it's
seats,
not very big.
it seats very few people.
12,
That's not what we're talking about. We're
That's
talking
not what
about
we're
a
talking
community
about.
of people working together.
Yeah.
And so like they have it set up, they can have desks like these, a divider and a station, and you're renting that $200 on each side of the desk. Right? So you have an open floor plan like this, you could put,
So this
10
room, 2,
10
4,
people.
6, 8,
yeah, you could put 10 people in here,
10 people.
times 200 a person.
So this room would be $2,000. This table would be $2,000 a month.
Mhm.
That's what they do.
Yeah, there's a
Sounds
lot of
crazy,
different ways to.
I'm just saying if it actually worked, people would do it, because that's actually
Well,
good
they don't.
income, but
Well, they do
nobody
it all
does
over
it
the place in
because-
San Diego. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're-
But maybe in
Well, no,
San
there's
Diego
been, there's
it
been
worked. I don't
influx,
think it'd
there's
work
been
here.
influxes of it working and it not working, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
But it's working in North Kingstown, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's working
Yeah.
so well that there's a waiting list. So
And
Yeah,
this-
no,
that's-
I don't disagree that there's.
Who
a
owns the building in North
opportunity
Kingstown?
for it.
I don't know.
I
Is
don't
it
know.
private?
But that building's
Sector?
not.
It's
that
one of the old
building's-
mills that, so I mean, I think it was,
Is-
and it was redone well before
I mean, we have an
COVID, so
old
I'm
mill
sure
in
it was
town where
very cheap.
Whalers is, that's,
Empty.
most of it's vacant.
Right.
Is that true?
Yeah.
The what
The whole
is?
upstairs is vacant.
Where Whalers is.
He doesn't need the money. The kid who owns it doesn't care.
Right. the people before him
But those, and also that space isn't quite right in some ways, it's really too big.
with a
Yeah. those-
brewery underneath. Sounds pretty cool.
The parking stuff. It's like
Yeah,
Junior
parking's a
Park
little
there.
tough.
The brewery loads up the parking.
But of all the places we have, I do think that might be the place where we try to get this to work, I don't know, but it's not quite right, but.
I think if you went to him, if you talked to him, he might be
Is
interested.
it Rosen's last name?
What's his name? I can't remember
No,
his name.
Thunberg.
Thunberg.
Thun-
Eric,
yeah.
Eric Thunberg.
Yeah, Thunberg,
He's a little weird.
Yeah. It's a game reason.
He owns that.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like Teeny's is open. Is that, he's own that too?
But that's the thing
Teeny's
too.
Glass
Is
Works?
Teeny's is not open, is it?
No, I
Yeah, it
closed.
is open.
He is open still? I never see a car there.
When I took a window over there, he was closed a month ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks.
Said temporarily closed and it didn't look any temporary to me.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
Yeah, he owns that building too.
Thornburg does.
And they have the little train station there. It's got a acupuncture place in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But he doesn't own.
Railroad Street.
Railroad
Right.
Street,
He
yeah.
doesn't own that.
So they've got 2 in Newport, is that what I heard? Or 2 or just 1?
I only know of one.
Just 1 in Newport, is 1
I believe there
One
may be some sort of like a, similar to Town Made in Newport, like a community work kitchen or something along
Yeah.
those lines, but
See, in my mind, like South County Commons, it might work there because all the people live there and they could have like a little place to go and, you know, there's an audience right there that.
And shopping is all there. And
They can walk there. There's a lot of people that live there. I think even that's filling up with a lot of students now.
Is that
I don't know-
right?
I don't know about the rest, I
Oh.
don't know, it just feels like, it doesn't feel right, that part. It feels like it's for old people in doctors' offices and stuff.
what, the residential part?
Yeah,
South County Commons.
My understanding is it's a bunch of investors that slapped them up to sell residential properties, and they're not very well constructed, and they're having a lot of issues.
Oh, it was Alex.
That's what I heard.
Did it, and now I think it's the Dupree brothers that are the big owners of that, right?
I think they're involved in some way,
Yeah.
whether they own.
I think they're the
portion of
majority
it.
owners now.
I mean, it's
Don
all,
Bertucci.
I've had a hard time following the corporate change over there.
I'm almost positive it's the Dupree brothers. They're the ones that are building it now.
Okay,
So,
I'd say
Their
that.
plan.
Let's
get
Well, Dupree
research
Engineering is
on-
building them, but.
Sounds like these things are everywhere but South County. So that's finding out where they are in Newport and in Providence and North Kingstown.
Mhm.
There's one I went to.
The one in Newport's pretty cool. You walk in, there's a cool little,
Yeah,
right? You get a call.
I haven't been to
there's
it.
a coffee.
but-
There's a really good coffee shop right there
Yeah.
and where is it?
in Newport. It's
I'm
like the
going
old-
there.
the
And there's
old-
actually,
It's like the old high school, but I think it's called the Newport Innovation Center or something along those lines.
so if you
Old
get
high
off
school
the
building.
exit.
I think it's
go
right
up
on
to the top
Broadway.
of the road, take a,
You have a hospital?
Mhm.
go past like the casino, the old
But
casino.
it's not really a startup or an incubator. They have high-end.
Yeah, they have,
tenants
they actually
in
have
there.
like a huge marketing firm that rents there now.
I mean, I think
There's a
there
few
is
high-end ones.
like a where you can get desks and things like
Yeah,
that.
there is
I
that,
thought,
side.
no?
There
I
is
mean,
that too.
Part of it is occupied by at least the last time I knew, part of it is occupied by the Newport Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, that's correct.
They run
Part
the
of it
building.
is occupied by an international realty firm,
Hmm.
and part of it is a biotech firm, but it was somebody that they actively, an ongoing business that they actively recruited from another location by giving them good rent, so it's not,
Covers, pays the bills.
yeah, it's not
I
remote
think, I think
workers
there is
taking
a, I
up
think there is a
space
story there that where they tried to do more of what we're talking about, and
Right.
it didn't fully work. But
Yeah.
we can get more beta, probably from the Newport Chamber.
So I'm going over to Newport tomorrow, so I was asking.
I'm just surprised, I thought commercial properties were drifting into more and more difficulty.
I thought they were too, with the
Yeah, but
COVID and all that stuff. the-
But then that should speak to, people being more eager to do something like
To
that.
try something, yeah, correct.
We have to run the numbers though, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
more or less.
Well, I think the question becomes, what is this committee trying to do with that, right? It's, Are we asking the town to do something, or are we saying it should be marketed that way? I think ultimately what we're trying to say is, from our committee standpoint, it's a good idea to market to remote workers. This is one way of creating a hub to bring more development into the town through this path.
Mhm.
It's a whole nother thing to start, running numbers and, building a model for someone else to plug into. I mean, we could get there,
Pretty easy
but
to run the model.
yeah. But it's a question of who's going to do it, right?
The first report I put
I
together
don't
was
think
more
the
in
town
depth
will do it.
and had a model built into it. The one that they had me shut down.
Yeah.
Because we were able to ask for numbers specifically. And there was a lot of demand for WS. Like, people were pretty excited about WS.
Sure, yeah, of course.
So with that first one being out a day and a half before it got shut down, it got 65 responses.
Yeah.
Because of Wakefield Elementary was on it.
Yeah.
This one has been out for 2 months.
Yeah.
Only has 40 responses.
Yeah.
And nobody in the rooms, did anybody get it on their feed or see it?
Oh, you sent it to me? Because I did get it.
I sent it to you to send out to everybody.
Right, and I don't have access to those things. I had to send it upstairs to the town manager's office, and his assistant said, yeah, okay, I put it out. So,
Yeah, so
and I
then-
did see it on the news flash, but I can't access Facebook through town computers.
So Brian, if you could just grab that email and redistribute it
Yep.
out, so it's
I will do that.
All right.
That'd be awesome. And then let's share it on our socials. Let's see if we can get up to 100, and see where it goes from there. But yeah, I think a report saying that there's demand for this is going to help drive innovation in industry that we don't have right now. The only way of getting new taxes is by building more property. That's the only option they have. There's no new industries, right? Nothing's being built here, so that's one of the concepts for it.
Seems like there's a lot more housing apartments, townhouses being built. Seems like there's a lot in the queue.
Yep.
There's a real lot.
Yeah.
There's like 700 plus units.
I think, yeah.
Well, that's approved, I think, right now, approved. So that,
I don't know, not approved.
I think the last we did in Tyler, we had like 500 to 700 approved right now in the queue.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Is there any word on the South County survey?
So Andrew, you were not in the last 2 meetings, right?
Correct.
And where we left it was taking that Google one, and I don't know what solution you wanted to choose. That was going to be able to work with the way you set it up.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'll look at that.
But yeah, and once that's done, we can give the Ann it's already approved sending it. It's just we don't have it set up in a way that it can go out. Thought about simplifying it, like reducing the if then else then stuff, Andrew. But if you can produce it where it works the way you designed it, then we just send it to Ann, and Ann will ship it out.
Okay.
So if you can pull that off, Andrew, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, new business. I put recruiting on here, just wanted to make the note that Josh Gilman is moving out of the area, so he tendered his resignation, so we now have a vacancy.
And Jack said he's staying on.
Jack is
staying
coming back.
on, back in January.
Okay.
The January meeting.
Or February, I don't know, your meeting.
January, he said. Yeah, he said he would be here in December.
Okay.
He wouldn't make this one, but he would be able to make the January.
Right.
I know from it'd be awesome to get a female, another female.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's been said, right, Susan? I'm assuming.
Susan wanted to be the only female, I thought.
Yeah, I want to be the only female.
Oh, that's fine. If that's the case, then
Yeah.
I'm backing off. But in my networks, like, there's not. I don't have like a DC style person to ask.
Yeah.
You could ask on social media. I know it's a sensitive thing to ask that way specifically. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys have friends that are business owners that are female and they're interested, that would be awesome. Because I think it'd be good to get a different.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I don't think they need to be business owners.
Or who-
but,
yeah.
You know, they just, I think,
Passion for the town.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I do ask,
I do too.
Um,
Realtors?
I asked when I was looking for the cohort, you know,
Didn't we have a realtor? for a brief minute?
Yes, I think we did.
John McCann.
What happened to him?
Oh, yeah.
He was in and out.
He was in for a while.
Yeah, a couple, a term. I think he served at least a 3-year term.
Oh, I don't
I
think.
don't remember that.
Maybe we have to increase the pay.
Yeah.
Let's double
Yeah.
it. See how that goes.
Double
While you're
the
at it,
pay.
just triple it.
I mean, it's only once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, I know that was brought up, right? So asking for that probably isn't the right way to ask, but.
Well, I asked women for women, and I ask anybody I come upon who I think might know somebody, but I
Mhm.
don't know.
You had a neighbor.
Feely.
Yeah, I
decided he
had
didn't- wasn't interested, or?
Yeah, I had a neighbor, he wasn't too
Did I say his
female.
name yet?
No, I don't.
Oh, Feely. Feely. Oh, I got a couple people like that.
And I think his life is changing, so I don't know that he's gonna.
Is it appropriate to
I don't think so. I think it's
advertise
to ask
it,
like
or?
that. It's we could definitely advertise it. We couldn't advertise it the way we're talking about
I
it now.
could, but I could.
We try to target the audience.
I could trip people in.
Identify.
When you target the audience, you say female.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I talked to the people at Hera Gallery, most of whom are female, because it's a female group.
Yeah.
And I think they would be good, but I haven't found anybody yet who's responsive. Yeah, I mean,
Alex?
Does it have to be a resident if they're a business owner?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Still
Okay.
do.
Yeah, you have to be a
You have to prove
resident,
residency,
you have
yeah.
to be a registered voter in the town of South Kingston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I do have people I could ask, but I'd rather wait for. You guys can pull up.
I run an HOA, I could ask there, but
Yeah.
some characters, but
Yeah.
if we're really hard up, try.
So could you try the Hera Gallery people first?
Well, yeah, I have asked the Hera Gallery people for 2 years. and-
Well, that South County,
They live
is it
here.
the South County Art Museum, Art?
Oh, in Kingston?
In Kingston, they have a great Christmas show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Art Association.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
SCAA, yeah.
And there's a historical person over there too. She's a woman.
Good observation.
I was just saying, I'm gonna go to that. I told my wife last year, I was thinking,
Can we shut the recording off for a minute?
Yeah.
Really good.
Well, the idea is you want somebody in the economic mind. Just
Yeah.
because they're a
You
good
started
person
this.
doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yes,
you
okay.
know?
All right,
So
good.
if
So
they
we're
work
gonna all
there.
think about that. We got a vacancy.
All right. We'll reach out to our networks.
Well, my term is up in March. So,
You can't go unless you replace yourself.
well, I figure I really don't want to leave until there's another double X chromosome sitting in this seat.
Wow,
That's
geez,
fair.
we're gonna
we need
definitely go
two?
for a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy speasy.
Just call it the guys club, man. Can we move this to the
That's
muse?
it. So,
Hall of
okay.
Fame motion.
Any updates?
I'd just
Right.
like to say,
Oh.
there have not been, in the course of the 150 years that I've been sitting on this committee, there have not been a lot of women.
Mm.
What about that?
Any?
What about that woman that visited one time?
Oh God.
Trisha.
Oh, yeah.
know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the woman who
Laid on all the
didn't like the
compliments,
fact that I
right?
asked her what she did, yeah.
All right.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
stopping.
Okay,
Stop the
so
conversation.
any updates, staff updates?
From the business perspective, no, I don't think so. I mean, we have the marijuana dispensary coming in at, the old Clark Farm location, which Ken is a part of.
It's me.
Who's your partner on that?
My buddy Mike Watkins.
Who's your dealer?
Um,
Me too.
And I think that's the only,
What about the NOPAC or the NORPAC? People
So,
down at Schneider
I mean, well,
Electric?
that's really a residential proposal, which I don't bring up here, but if you're asking, I will. So the proposal out at the NORPAC is to subdivide the lot into 2 lots. And the new lot would be 6 apartment buildings with 311 units. They would be studio 1 and 2 bedroom, the same sort of layout that the 2 buildings in South County Commons were just approved for. 25% affordable, so 78 affordable units of the 311. They have been pressed very hard about concerns about them basically becoming off-campus URI dorms.
Right.
They have said multiple times that is not their market. They have no intention of doing that. They are more than happy to put limitations on, minimum 12-month rents and, maybe considering not renting to people under 21, doing credit checks and job checks and things like that, which would all sort of push the undergraduate crowd away. They say they're more than open to graduate students. Many of them are families. And also they're looking at the staff at URI, both professorial and otherwise. And they've met with people at South County Hospital as well to talk to them about, their needs. So I think their focus is good. We definitely need the housing. You have full utilities available there. All of the utility providers say that there are adequate services there to support what is being proposed. So, we'll see what happens. It has been before the planning board twice, once in November, once at the December meeting last week. And they are coming back on January 27th, I think is the date for their next meeting. And hopefully there's a decision.
Is it zoned for residential?
It is
No,
not.
there was
It's-
no planning board meeting in December last week. It was the November meeting. There's only one meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Oh, you're right. That was the November meeting.
Yeah.
It is zoned industrial 1, but because this is coming in under the state comprehensive permit law, the zoning doesn't count, and they can propose whatever they want there.
What about the sewers? They're gonna have septic?
No, sewers.
No,
So-
sewers.
Really, the connection can be made all the way down there?
No, there's sewers there.
Okay.
There's existing sewers in Fairgrounds Road.
Okay.
And there's transportation.
Yeah, that's right.
It's right on the Amtrak line, and if RIPTA survives, they're gonna have, they're
RIPTA
gonna,
has plans for it.
they
yeah.
have plans to expand
But we
their.
all know that changes year to year with RIPTA, so.
Well,
who
we all
knows?
know that RIPTA can't get any support from the legislature, so, yeah.
What else? The only other thing was 82 Main Street. Was a building, was demolished, it's currently an
That's a
empty lot.
lot.
The owners, the Neal brothers have a construction business, so they're gonna have construct their offices on the first floor and 2 bedrooms on the second. It was 2 bedrooms on the second floor, but I'm now being told it may be a bedroom on the second floor and a bedroom on the third floor.
Did that get passed the other night?
No, it didn't. They're coming back, first meeting in January.
What was that about? They had changed something?
So the building that they propose is fully compliant with zoning, but there was a lot of comment about the size of the building footprint in comparison to surrounding buildings.
So Our meeting in January is on the 7th. Is that right? Yeah. First Wednesday.
Did you want to change, Andrew, the day we meet? Did I hear?
I think, I mean, I don't think we need to do that. I think I'm gonna be able to figure out my schedule, I hope.
Okay.
So, it's just my biggest challenge right now is, just the timing and then just some childcare issues.
Okay,
Mhm.
so it's not the day of the week.
Did you change?
It's time, but yeah.
Did you change jobs again, or?
No, just, there's been, ups and downs on travel for all that, so.
I see.
I've been traveling a bunch recently for it, but.
Mhm. Good.
Andrew, I mean, this is the time of year, I mean, a January agenda, we have to vote to approve the 2026 meeting schedule. So if starting at 6:30 would be a help for you instead of starting at 6,
But doesn't this close at 8?
that's the only problem with this location is that we get the boot at 8, so we might have to look for another location.
Or hurry it up. Take an hour and a half.
Yeah, we're in town hall, we'd be here for like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, before we even get started.
Yeah, so I'm okay if that needs to change on your end.
Yeah,
Andrea, we're
I
all
wanted
for
to
it.
say I'm in,
So think about it and let me know, Andrew.
Okay.
All right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I am gonna be absent January, February, and depending on where it falls in March, possibly March, I come back the first week or second week of March.
Okay.
So as a heads up, and I know remote, there's no voting or anything, there's no possibility to do that
Right.
still, right? We've talked about
Yeah.
it. It's going back to the recruiting. School of Business, we have the URI School of Business. Is there a master's program there? Maybe, if somebody knows. I know your wife works there.
I can look around in the URI circle.
I know a couple people at South County Hospital that
That'd be great. Get someone really fresh in the ground with new ideas, you know? That would be really cool. I mean, Jack's
Mhm.
that concept. We just haven't seen Jack in a minute.
I do have to go to URI. I promised Jim Manning that we would find somebody to help him with project management. So I'd already talked
Yeah.
to them about that. I'm gonna go see. I gotta go see them before the semester. I'll float that idea too. See if there's somebody that
Yeah.
we can find lives in the.
Kirk's wife.
So
That's why.
yeah, so the funny thing is like a surprisingly small percentage of the professors at URI actually live in town
So they,
because it's like hard to do that.
Yes, I understand.
So
Oh, really?
if they have to have a voting in SK that actually like limits the pool significantly for that population specific,
if students are renting, do they vote here?
they don't have to.
That's their decision, yeah.
Yeah, they can choose to.
Yeah,
They can.
that's what the clerk checks. They check to
Yeah.
see if you're a registered voter.
Okay, so that's the.
So it's doable, yes,
Yeah.
but
But yes, professors are coming out of town, but I'm talking about a master's student, like
Okay.
someone in
like a PhD or somebody that's
Yeah.
gonna be around, but
yeah, it's School of Business something. Somebody
Mhm.
that's maybe second year school or third year school of business.
I can knock on some doors, see what I can find.
Yeah, it'd be a good angle.
The chair of the Affordable Housing Committee right now is a master's or PhD student in
Mhm.
URI. So it's completely.
All right, so it
doable.
works.
Yeah, I think that'd be great, and
That would
we'd
be
bring
excellent.
back in URI because we had a URI member joining, but that stopped. It happened for like a couple months, if I remember.
Oh, yeah, the woman, yeah, what happened to her? We had a URI woman.
Yeah. Maybe we can re-tap that contact.
Oh, she's the liaison.
Yeah, she was an observer, right? She wasn't.
Yeah,
a member.
she wasn't a
Right.
member of the committee.
And I guess that was their plan, was to, I hope they don't watch these videos. But
Everybody watches these. Just assume that everybody watches.
Yeah, I guess they figured if we needed them, we would call them. And
Yeah,
I
so
have.
maybe that's the ask,
But she does not live.
Yeah.
She doesn't live here.
Yeah.
And she's in Cranston, I think.
Yeah, so I guess that would be if you could tap and see. If
Yeah, that would be great.
I mean,
But if
it
it's
doesn't
student-
hurt to ask, so
Yeah.
figure it out.
And it could be something that if your wife's connection, if we could write something, say, hey, can you post this out? Because they'll send an email out to like
Mhm.
students, right, and say EDC is looking for 1-year term for this, and this is the job.
Yeah.
This is when we meet, right? It'd be not a bad thing, and they could post in the school network.
Get on there, good resume fodder too.
Yeah, and then you could clearly say you have to be able to vote in SK. You have to be a resident.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Which a lot of students are.
We get subs.
Tag them like
I'll
in
tag them like
WWE, like.
Shit voter. Shit votes here in this town. Hey.
Well, it's a 1-year term, right? That's the deal.
Is it a 1-year
Two,
term?
isn't
It's,
it?
no, it
No,
can
it's
be.
3.
Technically, it's a 3-year term, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, if they wanna commit for a year and do it for a year, the position will just open up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
And then
to
there's
know.
some people like me who violated the 3-year term.
Well, so let's good with that.
Yeah.
Super.
I can.
Motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Second.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey, hey.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Good session.